let's talk camo nets. The weather's getting nicer, leaves are coming back, and so I'm sure some of you are thinking about how you can be tactical and camouflaged out in the woods when there's actual leaves on the trees. So here are kind of 3 scales of camo nets. If you just search camo net on Amazon, you're probably going to find a lot of stuff like this. This is the cheapest stuff you can find. It's basically like those disposable birthday party tablecloths that they just cut meshes in. It is super low quality. There's no backing or anything like that. It's just kind of like this really thin, vinyl nylon. And it's very swishy. The only time I would recommend getting something like this is if you really need a camo net and you want something in a weird color and don't want to spend the money, which is why I bought this one. I wanted like an Arctic snow camouflage, but I didn't want to spend the money of a real camo net because I didn't need that big of a thing. So this works well for it, but it's loud, it's noisy, it's not going to be durable. Don't recommend this if you want to actually be using it. When you look at actual camo nets, here are 2 different types. This is a much cheaper version than this. I think I actually got this on Temu for like $40, which is a good price for a 10x10 camo net. You can see it has the backing. It has the rope that goes around the back. It's not that super cheap material. It's kind of a more cloth, type material, but as you can hear it move, this is still pretty noisy. It's got that swishy type material, and this backing kind of sucks. It's good that it has this backing, so it has a little bit more resilience, but as you can see, it doesn't really tie off in that many places. So, like there's the tie off where they just tied it off gently, but it's kind of weak stuff, and it's very easy for this to get caught up as you throw it over stuff. Twigs and stuff are going to get caught up in it. And I suspect too, I haven't used it that much out in like, broad daylight. I got it over the winter. But this stuff is probably going to be a little bit shiny because it is kind of that bare, kind of shiny fabric. And I'm not sure that it's going to be that durable when the going gets rough. So if possible, this is what you want. This is a USGI 10x10 camo net. You can see it's built in a very similar way. It has this same netting, the mesh underneath that, the netting. But what's different is that it actually has good metal tie-offs, just like that. And so when you try and lift it, it actually comes up as one single piece and doesn't get separated very easily. It still has that rope on the outside, but the material is more of this, rubberized ripstop that's very thin and light compared to this, which I imagine will probably retain a little bit more water. And it's also a bit quieter, so you can hear me swishing it around as opposed to that. It's a bit quieter, it's a bit more resilient, and it's a bit flatter of a color. So it actually does the camouflage part a little bit better. So this is definitely what you want to do. I have a link to this in one of my Amazon bios because I like it a lot. But I think this was like $80. It might have gone up in price since I got it too. So this is definitely good stuff overall. Highly recommend the actual USGI stuff. And if you're trying to look and see which is which, the cheap stuff typically does not have those metal. You need to find those metal connectors. And you're looking for that rubberized ripstop as opposed to this swishy nylon vinyl. I'm not sure what the material is. Another note. A lot of guys love ghillie suits and stuff like that, and you can get a lot of these sniper veils real cheap, and they're really cool. You can use them; they can be effective, but they're very thin. They're thin, so you need to use them in conjunction with other materials. A lot of times, people will tie in like the burlap and the sisal and all that stuff. Maybe I need to make a video on exactly how to do that. But a word of caution when you do that: this stuff, when you look real close, this is just cloth, right? This is going to hold water a lot. So if you're using this in addition to the burlap and the sisal and the jute and everything to make a really cool ghillie suit, understand that this is going to hold on to moisture. It's going to get cold. It's going to get wet. It's going to get heavy. Whereas stuff like this, even the cheap stuff, is probably not going to hold on to moisture that much, and especially not the really good stuff. So things to think about as you're building it all. As always, I think these things are great, especially if you're kind of vehicle-based to just have these camo nets. And I'm probably going to work on a video soon talking about how you actually use this to effectively camouflage a vehicle. But yeah, stay tuned. Hope this was useful.